So, just wanting to welcome you all live and on the replay to our masterclass, which is called Transform Insecurity to Confidence. And it's wonderful that you're here and that you have said yes to yourself. So, I invite you to really focus for this 1 hour to take notes. You can obviously take screenshots of the screen. And those of you that are here live, you can place your questions or responses in the chat, and I can come to that at the end. So we're going to begin, and I'm just going to share my screen. Yeah. Okay. Right. So transforming insecurity to confidence. Why is that important? Because the more secure you feel in yourself, the more love, ease, and freedom will flow into your life. That's been my journey of moving from insecure to secure. And so my name's Delith, for those that haven't met me before. And I guide women to become more secure deep within themselves, because then they have more love and expansive energy and security. They reclaim their self-worth and their self-love, and they will find that life then opens up to more possibilities than were there before. And that's been my experience as well. So to make sure you're in the right place, you are, if you are a sensitive, self-aware woman who still feels insecure deep down. What is insecurity? It's feeling not safe on a level. And a lot of women and men don't feel safe in some way. And we're going to explore that tonight. You may be tired of overthinking or second guessing yourself. You might feel stressed or disconnected, so separated, feeling separate from love and life. And that can feel lonely and discombobulating. And it's really common as well. You want to feel more confident. You may have felt more confident in the past, but for whatever reason, it's missing at the moment. And to have more ease in your life. So the way that you navigate life becomes more easeful. And we're going to again explore why life can become more easeful when we feel more secure. But you may not have time for deep inner work, and a lot of women are really busy juggling things. This is what you're going to discover today: how to shift from insecurity to confidence without the stress and pressure to do so. How you can reprogram limiting beliefs with very simple neuroscience. And by doing this, you will begin to create more secure, loving relationships and authentic living. Living that is in alignment to what feels right and true for you. So if this is you, stay with me, because transformation is possible for you tonight. This session isn't for you if you're not ready to explore change and prefer to stay where you are, which is totally fine. That may not be what you want to do at the moment. You're not willing to commit to yourself or a way of being, because if we want to become secure, we're going to have to do something about it. Otherwise, we're going to stay the same. You're not open to taking self-responsibility for how you feel and live. We need to take responsibility for ourselves and how we turn up in the world. Because when we do that, we're demonstrating a level of awareness. And when we become aware, we can see what we're contributing to the problems or the struggles that we want to overcome. I will be inviting you to go deeper at the end of our time together. And I'm highlighting that now in case that brings up some discomfort later on. So hopefully this all speaks to you and we're going to have a great time tonight. Stay to the end and you're going to receive two very powerful free gifts. One is a relieve anxiety and worry affirmation guide. You're going to understand why affirmations are so powerful today, and an unlock magnetic confidence meditation that's going to help you adjust the way that you feel. So tuning into the energy of confidence and really getting used to how that feels in your body. A bit about my story. So that's me as a kid. And that was me last week on my birthday. And we've got similar hairstyles now. And this is my journey really as a snapshot. And I wanted to share this with you so you could get an idea of me and my own process, which really began, 23 years ago when I went to South America. I had some plant medicine. And in that experience, I realized that I had pain in my heart. And this was emotional pain that I wasn't aware of. Years later, I got a first in nutritional therapy, despite feeling not good enough and thinking I was stupid. But even though I got that degree, I still felt good enough and I still felt stupid. And that really links into what we're going to talk about tonight. Years later, I had a crisis in 2014. And that really served as a very big awakening spiritually, but also brought a lot of unprocessed trauma up in my body when I realized I had an insecure attachment, anxious attachment. And over the years, I realized I was also avoidant around money and my potential. I was anxious in relationships with men and I was avoidant to myself, which is really common with anxious attachment. You'll tend to latch onto others, avoid yourself. If you're more avoidant, you can connect more with yourself and avoid others. But the patterns are really similar and the beliefs are really similar as well. That turning point meant that I left London. I had to really address, I had a fast, fun life that was quite self-destructive. And I went through many breakdowns, breakthroughs, whatever you want to say. And of course, I was also navigating the perimenopause, which in hindsight could have contributed to this. But in essence, the whole experience was really bringing me home to myself so I could let go of addictive patterns, self-abandonment, and really begin to love myself for who I am, claim self-worth and my wholeness to create life on my own terms. And this is the journey that you can embark on in your own way. So what really helped me was to understand how to heal and transform. So I researched and trained in these areas and I became really obsessed with these things, and I still am, because we hold so much power within us, but we feel and think very disempowering thoughts. I did. So the moment everything changed for me was not just one moment, but there was a moment that then changed the trajectory of my life. And that was understanding that by reprogramming my subconscious mind, I would recreate my life and my relationships all would improve, and they have. And I am just like you. I am sensitive and I am self-aware and I'm committed to real change. When we're sensitive, we feel things, we're intuitive, and we can get destabilized if we haven't actually created a stronger sense of self within and having a stronger inner foundation, which really links to feeling secure. When you feel secure, you can be sensitive, but in a very different way. And so the key that I found is that reprogramming your subconscious mind is the fastest way for busy women who are sensitive and self-aware to begin to feel truly confident and secure in yourself so that your relationships are more connected and your life aligns with who you really are. And it's not actually about effort or willpower. It's about using very simple science-backed tools that you can fit into a busy and full life. So let's just delve a bit deeper into the subconscious mind and why your beliefs create your reality, because these words get bandied around. But it's important to know that from when you were in the womb in the last trimester till about you were 7 or 8 years old, your brain was mostly operating in theta state. Theta state is a hypnotic brainwave state. So if I was to guide you into a meditation, if you were to have a one-to-one with me, I would guide you into theta state so we could access your subconscious mind to make changes. As a child, you were like a sponge soaking up everything around you. And this is where you would have formed your core beliefs, your sense of identity, and how safe you felt being you or not. And so many of us didn't, even if we had a loving family. We're picking up information from the world around us and we make it our own. So we could pick up characteristics of our parents, our siblings, what was on television. We're picking up messages we hear on the radio or the songs that were played, and we make that our own identity. And the really important thing to recognize is that 60% of this early programming is unhelpful. So imagine that your brain is like the hardware of a computer and the programs are the software that you're running the computer on. So the software that we picked up as children turns out to be 60% unhelpful. And you may, as I'm saying this, just get little memories of things that were said, or maybe people say, oh, you're like your mum or your father. But that could be a program. It doesn't mean to say it's you in your natural state of being. So your beliefs act like powerful filters, shaping how you see the world, what you think is or isn't possible, and that stimulates how you feel inside and can create a loop. So we sometimes feel that we're in loops, that we're experiencing the same thing again and again and again with different people. That tells us it's a program. You can look at your life and you can ask yourself what goes well and what's easy. That's a positive program. And what do I always struggle with? That's a program that's unhelpful that you can change. So then your beliefs, if you think about that, is like the blueprint of your life. So as I'm speaking tonight, just begin to allow information to come up from your subconscious mind about what beliefs you may hold that hold you back. Because when you change your beliefs, you're going to become more secure and confident by feeding yourself new information. Think about the placebo effect. The placebo effect proves that our thoughts create our reality. There are many powerful studies, but one of the most powerful is this. A surgeon, I don't know how he got the funds for this, but there's a study where a surgeon had two groups. One group had an operation, I think it was on osteoarthritis on their knee. The other group thought they had the operation, meaning they went into surgery, so they went through the whole procedure. They even had their knee opened, but nothing was done. And their knee was then sewed back up and they went through the recovery process as if they'd had the operation. Both groups recovered at a similar rate. So regardless of whether they'd had the operation or not, their knee improved significantly. The surgeon actually then left his position as a surgeon and switched to commit to mind-body connection medicine. That is so powerful because that shows you whatever you believe to be true is your experience of reality. So if we change our beliefs to be that of more secure beliefs, our lives will begin to change. And how does it happen then? Through neuroplasticity, which means that we create new connections between neurons. And we can do that by challenging and changing the way that we think. So if we have been thinking a certain way for 30 years, 40 years, these are very ingrained neuronal pathways. But we can start to challenge this by introducing new thoughts. Now, that can be really hard work. And through repetition, which is how your subconscious mind likes to learn best, we can also then create these new pathways to replace old patterns, which means our life begins to change. But there is a shortcut, and that is this: that sleep is your superpower. So when you sleep at night, your subconscious mind is very active. I mean, of course, we have dreams. We can get messages from our dreams because your conscious mind is also very quiet. You're not actively doing anything. You're not having to make decisions and choices. You're not coming up with creative ideas. That's the conscious mind. The conscious mind is resting. Your subconscious mind is very active. So if you start to introduce new ideas or new thoughts or new beliefs, as you're drifting off to sleep and when you are asleep and when you wake up, you can actually reprogram your subconscious mind in a very easy way. And this is where affirmations can become very powerful. As you're drifting off and you're drowsy, you'll know that feeling. You're actually in theta state, just like you were as a child, and just like when you're having hypnosis or going into a meditation. And that's when your subconscious is open and very receptive to positive suggestion. So even if you're not aware of the words that you're thinking, your subconscious mind is. Your subconscious mind is always listening, and it's your subconscious mind that will create your actions in alignment with your beliefs, whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not. The subconscious mind is creating your life. So, like Dr. Bruce Lipton says, the subconscious mind is 1,000,000 times more powerful than the conscious mind, and 95 to 99% of our lives are run from subconscious programs, 60% of which are unhelpful. So if we want to change and become more secure, we need to look at our beliefs. And when you combine affirmations at these times of day with daily nervous system practices, with consistent commitments, you will be able to reduce anxiety, build lasting emotional security from the inside out. And if you think of the energetics, thoughts create things, then you will start to create a different reality over time. So bearing all that in mind, I created the 6 steps to being secure based on my experience and working with clients. I saw repeating patterns that would be coming up in one-to-one client sessions. And that is these. I just have a sip of water. Every client I've worked with and myself have had to move through these themes, creating safety, self-love, self-worth, communication, sensuality, really connecting with your sensual energy, which really helps with creativity, and really reframing my mindset or my belief system around being with a loving partner. So we're going to move through each one. And what I'm going to invite you to do is we're going to actually begin to work with these affirmations. And I would like you, or I invite you, to just notice how you feel throughout. If you feel uncomfortable at all, as we speak these out, that tells you there's resistance and that you probably have an opposing belief. And you may feel this in your body. You may feel it in any part of your body, because the mind is the body and the body is the mind. The subconscious mind is intertwined with the autonomic nervous system. So that's why if we feel nervous, we might feel it in our tummy. If we feel sad, we feel it in our chest. If we feel tension, it's in our neck and shoulders. If my head is too fried, I'll get a headache. Our body is talking to us all of the time. And so when I work with one-to-one clients, we track through the body. We'll work with symptoms to find where trapped emotions are, release them energetically, and they can feel different and have a reduction in symptoms, for example. But when you work with affirmations, you can also do this yourself. So with that said, creating safety, absolutely foundational, because this is a very core in a child's inner baby belief system. If I don't believe I'm safe in the world, I could keep putting myself into unsafe situations, which is what I did. If I don't trust others, I can push people away. If I don't feel safe in the world, then I, again, can have unsafe experiences, but I can also be very controlling. I say I'm just giving examples here, but I have experienced all those things. When you start to feel safe in your body and in your life, everything will change. You will feel more grounded, more present, because you're going to feel safer in your body. Anxiety and avoidance reduce, and you build this trust with your existence, and you can begin to interact with the world in a different way. So we're just going to very gently do this together. If you place your hand on your heart and just say out loud, I trust myself. I feel calm and secure in my body. Everything is unfolding for my highest good. I trust myself. I feel calm and secure in my body. Everything is unfolding for my highest good. And I just want you to notice how you feel. Did you feel any discomfort, or do you actually feel more at ease? You can place anything in the chat and I can read at the end. Self-love and body connection. Can you love and accept yourself fully, gently, and without condition? This is so hard for women. And I really struggled with this. I rejected my body. I hated my body. Well, if we think about that, if we dislike our body, and it is so hard for women because of the expectations in society and what we're told is attractive or not. But if you imagine self-hatred and where that energy is going in the body, just how the impact that could have on our physical health. So self-love is so important. and will set the scene for how you allow yourself to be loved, well or not. Self-love means becoming more accepting about you, being kinder and more open with others, because the more you love yourself, the more available you are to meet others in love. And I have noticed my relationships change the more I love myself, because I am more emotionally available to them, and I can see them through tender eyes. I can see them more honestly, and I can allow them to see me more honestly. Think of the work of Dr. Emoto, if you know who he is. He placed the words hate and love under 2 glasses of water. The one that had hate under the water showed broken up molecules. The one, or distorted, the one that had water over love showed beautiful geometrical patterns. We are 80% water. So if we are thinking negative, harmful thoughts about ourselves, what is that doing to our structure? But we have the power to shift these thoughts, and we can do it in a much easier way. So let's now do this. Place our hands on our heart and say out loud into your body, I love and accept myself. My body is my friend. I honor my body's wisdom. I love and accept myself. My body is my friend. I honor my body's wisdom. And again, just notice how you feel and share in the chat if you would like, because it can be really emotional. When we say, I love and accept myself, does that feel really difficult? And I remember when I listened to one of the audios I created, self-love, and the words, I am love, I love and accept myself, I burst into tears, because in that moment, I realized I hadn't. But it shifted very quickly. So it can be emotional when we truly tune into these affirmations in a meditative state. Self-worth. So safety, self-love, foundational, and self-worth sets the absolute standard about what you're willing to accept in terms of how you're treated. And my God, did I accept breadcrumbs? This is so important in relationships across the board, in business, love, family, friendships, with yourself, about self-respect and self-worth and how you treat yourself. Self-worth will absolutely define what you allow and what you will walk away from. Even if you love somebody, but they cannot love you in the way that you want and deserve. And I struggled with that because of the anxious attachment. When you know your worth, respectful love and relationships will arrive, and you will you'll let them in. And you will absolutely stop chasing and start receiving. Self-worth is truly magnetic and so intimately connected with confidence. So let's do this again, hand on heart. I am worthy of all the good things in life. I feel my worth radiating from within me now. I magnetize my desires to me now. I am worthy of all the good things in life. I feel my worth radiating from within me now. I magnetize my desires to me now. Self-worth is power. It's your power. Again, just note how you felt. Maybe you felt it in your body. Share in the chat if you would like. Self-worth is so life-changing because it's going to get you to drop a lot of patterns because you love yourself enough and you feel safe in your body. So you're not repeating unsafe patterns anymore. Communication. When you're building this inner foundation, you then feel more comfortable to express yourself because you don't really care so much anymore. You know that you're worthy and you're worth it. And it's the expression, the self-expression, the connection that comes from real communication because you feel safe to express yourself. That you can create boundaries that support you, but also others. You feel stronger inside to have difficult conversations and not getting triggered because your nervous system is feeling more solid. You've expanded it through evolving your beliefs and doing daily nervous system work. So you can hold more information, yours and somebody else's. So you can stay present even if it's uncomfortable and you disagree with somebody. You can hear them. And the more you change your beliefs around, I am heard, it's safe for me to be seen, the more you're going to be seen and you will allow yourself to be seen. So again, let's do this together. Hand on your hearts, breathing in and out of your heart and just saying with me, I trust myself to communicate what I want to say. I feel confident expressing who I am. My no is a declaration of self-love. I trust myself to communicate what I want to say. I feel confident expressing who I am. My no is a declaration of self-love. And again, just tuning in as to how these feel. And you also may get images because when we begin to create new beliefs or connect with new words, sometimes we get new imagery. And that's connecting to a version of you who already believes this. Sensuality as a woman. Women are sensual beings. And because of our busy lives, we can neglect our sensual needs and our feminine essence. And when we begin to slow down and connect, you're going to connect to your body and your rhythm and what feels good for you, what feels good in your body. Because you begin to make the journey from your head into your body and you're connecting to your senses. So you're going to start to feel, you're going to feel more and you're going to start to feel good. So when you begin to slow down, which is teaching your nervous system it's safe to slow down, when you stop abandoning or judging your body and you begin to feel more deeply, you honor your natural rhythm. You may start to go to bed earlier. You may want more baths. You may want to spend time with certain people and not others. These are all honoring your senses of what feels good to you. You may take up new hobbies, more interests. You may just explore different parts of yourself that you haven't before. Because that sensuality, that energy is your life force, your creativity, and your sexuality. And you can really begin to feel that energy and how joyful that is. And we can do this by creating empowering beliefs that we are sensual women and we're allowed to be. And we should be. No shoulds, but let's place our hands on our heart and begin to connect with that sensual, radiant, powerful woman in you. I am, say it with me, I am a sensual, radiant, and powerful woman. And you may even begin to feel that just by saying it once. I feel my creative and sensual energy flowing effortlessly. I am magnetic. I am radiant, and I am filled with vibrant energy. And feel it. Enjoy it. That's your energy. I am a sensual, radiant, and powerful woman. I feel my creative and sensual energy flowing effortlessly. I am magnetic, radiant, and filled with vibrant energy. And so if you didn't feel anything, that's totally normal, because you may need to build up to this. And you may need to change beliefs to say it's okay for me to feel these ways. If you did feel that energy, then celebrate that. That is creation energy, it's creativity. And that's to be treasured. So again, sharing, if you want to, in the chat, anything that came up for you in connecting then to your sensuality as a woman. And the final step, connection and intimacy with my partner, whether you have a partner or not. A lot of us feel insecure in our relationships, our intimate ones. We crave intimacy, emotional, sexual. Whether we've been with somebody a long time or we want to meet somebody new and for it to be healthy. So to experience the relationship you truly desire, you develop more of a relationship with yourself and then develop really positive beliefs about your relationship, whether it's your current or one that you want to call in. You can release old stories and programming about relationships that could be based on your parents or past relationships. Even the one you're in, you can still release those stories now. And you can also release the expectation that something bad is going to happen based on the past. You build trust around relating. So you can develop the beliefs that emotional and sexual intimacy is nourishing, not triggering, and not worrying that somebody's going to become unavailable or that you want to run away. You can develop those beliefs and stories within you to speak that beautiful language of secure, satisfying love. So we'll do it together, and you can visualize your partner now, or if you're not with a partner, you can connect to the energy of a partner you want to be with now. As you say, I am loved, supported, and cherished by my partner. We feel deeply connected and supported by each other. We have a beautiful and harmonious life together. I am loved, supported, and cherished by my partner. We feel deeply connected and supported by each other, and enjoy that feeling. and we have a beautiful and harmonious life together. The subconscious mind only knows right now. So we can create right now what we truly desire. The subconscious mind isn't thinking about the past or the future. It's our programs. And so we feed our subconscious mind the past, but we can feed our subconscious mind a new story and a new program. So again, sharing in the chat if you'd like, how that felt for you. So just think about as well, what step calls to you most? Tune into that step and begin to imagine the change that is possible when you create new beliefs like these. And just tune into that, because that is a possibility. And it just requires a new story within yourself. So just, again, share in the chat if you'd like. Why did you turn up today? And if you're watching the replay, feel free to message me why you turned up today and also what you're receiving from watching the replay. And it could be one or any of these things. But that you're here today isn't an accident. It tells me and it tells you that you want to become more secure and confident in yourself, because you know that you're worthy of more and you want more. And you actually deserve it, of course. So if this all resonates with you, everything that we've explored together so far, you can have this transformation and you can begin it today. But you need to know that now matters, not tomorrow, not next month, next year. Now matters. And it's your time to begin. It's up to you to say yes to yourself. I want to begin. I am ready. Because I want to introduce now my program, The Becoming, which is based on everything that we've talked about. And so what is it? It is a 6-module audio program based on the themes that I've shared that include the affirmations we've just gone through, but at least 200 more that will reprogram your subconscious mind so that you have the blueprints within you to experience life as a woman who is more confident, clear, and connected. And she then manifests the life that is more in alignment for her. And the program is based on neuroplasticity, auto-hypnosis, repetition, and consistency. And here are some of the benefits. And these benefits are actually based on women who have been through the program. I interviewed a group of them, and this is the common ground. So they begin to feel more emotionally balanced and secure. Overwhelm and anxiety, self-doubt drops away. You're creating a new story. You develop deep self-love and self-worth. This helps you to create stronger and healthier boundaries. You can communicate with more confidence, and you're going to protect your energy. It means that you'll attract different kind of energy, which is people in form and situations. You're going to show up differently in your life, which means that you're going to attract a different kind of love. You're going to demonstrate self-respect. And over time, because it does take time and consistency, your life will change. And it may start in subtle ways. The way you feel will change first. And the change in your energetic state always precedes changes in the physical world. And you have to match your new beliefs and your new energetic feelings with aligned action. And what will happen is the universe will begin to invite you to do new things. And it's up to you to say yes to the new and no to the old. And here are some success stories. And these are kindly shared by women on the program. 100% recommend this program. I feel more confident, happy, and at peace with life. Best gift you can give yourself. Transformation has been real and life-changing. Thank you. All women, I highly recommend you buying this membership. It's now a program, but it was a membership before. A woman describes her transformation. She got a fur coat, boots. She actually changed her identity, and she was getting her hair cut. She started to go line dancing, joining a choir, things that she'd never used to do because she had released her blocks to connection, because she had developed a new belief system because of listening to the audios at night and in the morning. And one woman said that she adored it so much, it feels comforting, powerful, and triggering. And what she means by that is when we're putting in new beliefs, they may be in opposition to old ones. And sometimes there can be a release of emotion, and that's okay, because you're actually releasing emotion that's trapped and it keeps you locked in patterns. And I have some tools for you to support you with that. It's a system that builds one on top of the other. You don't have to think about it, you just follow it. Here it is visually for you. So 6 months of 6 modules, so one per month, because you need at least 30 days, 30 nights, one or the other or both, to reprogram your subconscious mind. So you get 2 audios, one for the morning that's maximum 15 minutes, and one for night, 2 hours. So you either put your headphones on or you can play off your phone or another device quietly, because your subconscious mind is just going to pick it up. I actually play out of the phone now, because I was playing audios for about 10 months, and I honestly can tell you I'm a completely different version of myself. But now my ears, my subconscious mind just wants to hear from the phone into the room on a low level, because my subconscious mind is picking up everything. And you get a guide as well to support you to integrate the new beliefs with complementary actions and journal prompts, but you go at your pace. The most important thing is the audios. You get you get an EFT session, so a recorded session, because EFT is so helpful for anxiety and PTSD. But this is very basic session just to help you in case anything comes up, and an additional 4 healing tools. And we have a growing community in place. And I'm offering a monthly online check-in for women on the program that's all contained within the program. So this is free, essentially. So you have that accountability, because it's very easy to fall off. And I want to support you to commit to the program, because I know the results that you can get. So coming together helps you to be consistent and to get peer support. That's so important, that sense of community. And you also get 6 bonuses, and the value of these bonuses are nearly £300. Because money is such a stress for people, I created a wonderful money audio. Again, one for night, one for the morning. And you have a money and abundance journal, so you can begin to change your money story, because that's just a load of beliefs as well. And a healing and health activation, which I have found so powerful. I had an incredible dream after listening to it, and I woke with the word miracles, 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 and have had something manifest out of that dream in the last few weeks around health and healing. And that's so powerful because it means that my subconscious mind took in the information and has started to create solutions for certain problems. And it wasn't actually about my health, it was somebody else's. And to accompany that, you get a self-care planner to really help you to develop well-being structure for you and your life. I've also included 2 fast energy shifters. Say you suddenly feel off, you don't want to listen to, 15 minutes, but you can listen to 6 minutes. And these are called Release the Past and Feel Good Fast. And they can just shift you really quickly. And there's also a guided heart connection meditation that guides you into your inner wisdom so you can get the messages from your own inner self about anything in your life and about how you can move forward. So this is such a thorough program to help you reprogram so many of your stories that are contributing to insecurity and a lack of confidence. More success stories. Within days, I felt happier, clearer, more connected. I hear my own voice reassuring myself it's gentle, powerful, you can go at your own pace. Helped me with my health problems, work relationships. Manifested a wonderful new job. I'm much more compassionate to my husband. Our relationship was not in a good place and it's slowly healing. I like the version of myself who believes these words much better than the woman who doesn't. The antidote to negative messages and societal beliefs that drive internal stress. These are real women's stories, and there are also more. So I bet you're wondering, how much is this actually going to cost? So let's jump into that. So my one-on-one healing programs start at 3.5 thousand. If you want personalized one-to-one support, I do have 2 spaces available. Just message me privately about that. But the real question, I think, is what price are you willing to pay to become truly secure in yourself? Because becoming secure in yourself is actually priceless. Because when you become secure, developing secure thoughts and beliefs about you, you are going to have direct impacts on all parts of your life. You are becoming the creator of your life through your thoughts. Your thoughts create things. In the most basic sense, they color your perception. They inform how you perceive somebody that could be real or not. But energetically, we are creating our reality through our thoughts and our feelings. So if we become more secure in our thoughts, we open up to much more possibility for the universe to bring in very powerful opportunities and experiences for you to quantum leap in your life, or we just stay the same. So what is the price that you're willing to pay to make real changes in your life? So the investment isn't thousands of pounds. It's not even hundreds of pounds. It's actually only £97. So this beautiful transformational program is available to you to begin now for less than £100. And the value of it is £699. But thinking of the stories of the women who've gone through the program and they themselves have said it's transformational and they would recommend it to any woman to begin. It is priceless, but you can have it today for £97. I also offer you a 30-day money-back guarantee so you can feel safe within an investment, so you can try it out. But bearing in mind, the subconscious mind does need time for changes to actually manifest. But you could feel better within days. And I have a really wonderful fast acting bonus for those of you that are on the call, that if you sign up before we finish tonight, you'll receive a power hour session with me that's worth actually over £150. So you get the program for free and we can explore anything deeper and you can get some individual guidance from me. So here we are again. I'm just presenting it to you in a visual way. 6 core modules, tapping session, 4 healing tools, and then you've got the 6 bonuses, plus monthly support gathering on Zoom for £97. And again, just explaining what you receive, 6 powerful modules with all of the audios, 6 step-by-step journals, healing tools. We've discussed the monthly live check-in, and you get full access to a platform that you will receive when you sign up. So you can play these audios anywhere, and the 6 bonuses. So I invite you to join today and really begin this journey to confidence. It really does start now, and it starts when you say yes to yourself. Don't miss out. I'll place the link below in a moment, and then there's some time for questions. If you sign up by the end of the masterclass, I'll give you an extra 5 minutes after because, we're running out of time. That would be great. I'd love to connect with you personally. And then this month, you can save your spot for Monday for our welcome call. So your future self brought you here tonight because our future self is always talking to us, giving us guidance about how we can really progress in our lives. So I want to say thank you. What are the next steps? We've got time for Q&A. I'm going to obviously give you your special gifts if you're still here. And just remember, these spaces are limited. Claim your bonuses, and I can't wait to share the becoming with you. It is truly a life-changing program.